This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone, we'll start the session in a couple of minutes, okay? All right, everyone. So now let's start with the discussions, okay? In terms of the architecture, okay? So far what we have seen how the data transformation layer will happen, right? And what kind of, what kind of actions where we can perform, those things we have seen, right? Now, let's focus in terms of, okay, the architecture wise, how, you know, how the architecture, okay, will is integrated with the different components of the Power BI, how they are associated. Let's see those combinations. Okay, yeah, right. As everyone knew that, right, the Power BI desktop that we are aware, right? No, the reason because why I'm touch basing this is the different components, because I'm going to touch base the architecture. Okay, that is the reason. Okay, where is the architecture? Okay, I'm going to touch base this architecture. Okay, and by the way, regarding the AI individual AI dashboards, right? I was trying to accommodate the data, guys. Okay, the moment I have the data, I'll try to showcase you the AI artificial intelligence related dashboards. Okay, that visuals I'll try to explain that. Okay, but meantime I don't want to waste the time. Okay, so I'm going to touch base this Power BI architecture. Okay, before that, I just wanted to give you a heads up. Okay, of course we discussed during the very initial days of these components, but okay, let me touch base, and then from there I'm going to touch base the architecture. Okay, the advanced level of architecture we are going to discuss. Okay, now as I was saying, right, under the umbrella of Power BI, right, there are different components, and each and every component is serving different purposes, right? Yes, ultimately it is supporting, at the end of the day, it is supporting the dashboard one on in another way. Okay, that's the main motto. Okay, now as we knew that the Power BI desktop, it is what? It is a free application where all the developers, right, or the enthusiastic persons who are interested with the dashboard development, they can install the dashboard application. I mean to say the Power BI desktop upon their local system, and they can perform what? They can, they can connect to the data sources, various data sources, and they can do a transformations as what we did, right? Like, cleaning, cleansing, transformations, such kind of stuff. And then okay, it will be helpful to visualize the data, right? So where we have seen the different transformations layer, right, when we were discussing, all those activities will be performing at the Power BI desktop level. Okay, this is sort of a ETL in the sense, don't compare with like, um, either Informatica or data stage, right? Don't compare with that. Okay, but it is, the intention behind is The Power BI desktop is it extract the data and transform the data and loads the data into your dashboard. That's the intention. Okay. So and it is helpful for what? Basically, it is helpful to build the visuals. Okay. And these collection of these different visuals will be published to the end user through some portal. Okay. Yes. Now that is one utility. That's what we have seen so far, isn't it? Now the other utility or the other component is what we have, the Power BI service. Okay. Yes. The Power BI service, which is what Power BI service is exclusively for the cloud-based applications. Okay, which means cloud-based applications instance, let's say in your organization, you are using, okay, the cloud integrated platforms. Okay, if that is the case, yes, definitely, whatever the reports is being developed, right, through Power BI desktop, that will be published to the one URL, okay, cloud or web-based front-end application. So from there, end users will be logging into that portal. Okay, yes, and where they can able to view the reports and they can able to modify the reports based upon their access privileges. Okay, but this is exclusively for the cloud integrated platforms. Okay, and from there, you know you can do a report distribution in sense you can do a report scheduling, report bursting, which means you can schedule a same report into a different formats. Okay, so that integrations can be happen. And not only that, that mobile design dashboarding, admin controls in the sense in terms of defining the security permissions, right, on setting up the restrictions based upon the folder level restriction or whatever. So okay, that's how it works. That is what the Power BI service cloud related application. Okay, now you can ask me a question. What if I am using on premise, which is internal to my organization? Which means what? Let's say uh, my organization is not integrated with the cloud. Then what am I going to use? Then we are going to use the Power BI report server, which is exclusively for on-premise, which is intra-related, intra-company. Okay, intra-company. That is what I meant. Okay, intra-company. Within your organization, the portal, okay, the on-premise web portal. I mean to say the web portal again, it is also a web portal. But what is the difference between Power BI service and Power BI report server? Power BI service is exclusively for the organization who is aligned with the cloud-based applications. Okay, cloud platforms. That is what I meant. But Power BI report server, which is exclusively for on-premise, which is internal to your organization. Okay, where whatever the dashboards is developed by the Power BI desktop will be published to Power BI report server, and where end users, right, they can use the dashboards, they can edit the dashboards, okay, by logging into that web portal based upon their line of business. Let's say the members belongs to finance, they'll be able to see only the finance related dashboards. Okay, the members belongs to the orders, they'll be able to see only the orders related dashboards, something like that. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, now you can ask me a question. In the Power BI report server level, which is on-premise one, how the dashboard distributions can happen? I mean to say the schedulings, right? Or the report scatterings, I mean to say the report burstings or whatever. How that will happen, right? That will happen with the different components. Okay. Yeah. Now let's see this. That is what Power BI data gateways. Okay. Now look at this. Now, in order to purchase these different utilities, except the Power BI desktop, it is a cost associated. Yes, there is a cost associated. That is also we are going to discuss. Okay, we are going to discuss what is the enterprise level, how much is the cost it is going to be, and if it is the individual purpose, how it is, and if it is a medium scale industry or small scale industries, what is the range, how many, I mean, what is the audience, I mean to say the user community it supports. Those things we'll discuss. Yeah, yeah. Now, uh, yeah.
So Ganesh, what is the difference between the data gateway and the BI services? The cloud thing you can access over there too, right?
Yes, we can. This
So
is kind
what
of
is
advanced. That's where I'm coming, right? Yeah. So this is kind of an advanced level of features which is supported by the Power BI data gateway. Okay. Yeah. So we'll touch base that. Okay, so the Power BI data gateways, right, is exclusively it is like in a kind of a gatekeeper for the on-premise data sources. Okay, which means if anyone wanted to access the on-premises related data from a cloud or web-based app, then how the communication will happen, right? That communication will happen through Power BI data gateway. So in a simple words, the data gateway acts as a communication layer between your data sources, okay, from your on-premises to your cloud-based applications, okay. And on
So
top
what
of
is
that,
on-premises? Sorry, I don't know. What is, can you explain what on-premises means?
on-premises in the sense which is with respect to your intra-company. That's what I meant, okay. Intra-company where you don't have a cloud platform.
So like any, conventional databases like SQL Server, Oracle, is that what you mean?
Yes, that's what I meant. Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and on top of that, it is having a capability to define, the scheduling, okay, with respect to the data sets apart from the your reports or the dashboards. Okay, so this gateway, I would say, as I mentioned, right, it is a communication layer between your data sources and your Power BI related apps. In a simple words, I would say. Okay, yeah. Now the other one is Power BI mobile app. This is again, okay. See, it is having a compatibility. I mean, Power BI is having a utility that is Power BI mobile app, right? Where you can compatible the dashboards, whatever you have. I mean, if the developed through Power BI desktop, right? It is having a capability to compatible with respect to the Android as well as iOS, okay, and the Windows 10 mobile devices as well. Okay, that's what it is having that capability. Okay, so what we can do with the help of this utility or the component, right, you'll be in a position to connect it to your intranet, I mean to say your on-premise as well as the cloud-based platforms. Okay, intranet in the sense within your organization related data where you will be connecting through some, you know some through browser, through app, right, where you can also install the Power BI mobile app in your mobile. Okay, with the help of that you can do. But how does integration will happen with respect to your mobile and with respect to your organizational data, isn't it? Yes. So there would be, your admin team, right, your core admin team will be pushing some kind of certificates, okay, to your mobiles. Okay, so based upon that, to avoid any kind of vulnerabilities of the data, to avoid the security breaches, right, uh, those certificates, which is the valid certificates, will be pushed down to your mobiles. That is .cs certificate, something like that, that PSP certificate, something like that. So that will ensure your organizational data is secure, and your even your you can avoid the mobiles, from hacking. Those kind of stuff can be taken care. Okay, that will be taken care by your the core admins. Okay, not by with the help of the Power BI admins, they will take care of it. Okay, but your Power BI admin has to coordinate with the corresponding admin team across your organization. Okay, likewise, any mobile apps, okay, if you wanted to use any BA related mobile apps which is associated and wanted to use your organizational data, that kind of a certificate push has to happen either through some kind of a pulse secure, right, you'll be seeing some kind of a utilities, right, like pulse secures, all those things, that kind of a channels, right, that will happen. Yeah, and sorry, apart from all these, right, it is also the Power BI is also offering the Power BI Excel publisher. Okay, yes, the Power BI Excel publishers, right, it is exclusively helpful to create the pivoting. Okay, the pivoting of tables. Now look at this, the name itself is indicating, right, Power BI Excel publisher. It allows users to connect to their data in Power BI and create pivot tables and charts for further analysis in Excel. Which means what, it is exclusively having a sort of a limited, I would say, limited functionality or limited benefits whenever you wanted to deal with sort of pivoting and the kind of a charts which you wanted to explore in Excel, then only it would be helpful. Otherwise, it not. And this is exclusively used by some specific zone of businesses. Okay, not by majority of the customer groups, I would say. Okay. And on top of this, the Power BI is also having the report builder. Okay, so this report builder is for what? It is exclusively helpful in order to handle the paginated reports. Okay, yes, paginated reports, where we can publish it to Power BI service or Power BI report server. Okay, which means it is also a kind of a reporting solution. Okay, but we, with the help of this, we exclusively build, right, the paginated reports. Okay, the paginated reports in a sense, basically, like especially the e-commerce related platforms, right, where they'll be having majority of the invoices kind of a bills, right, like invoices, receipts, and delivery notes, right, where they'll be having a standard format. Okay, along with some standard kind of pixels, right, and that kind of a standards. The reports will be always having a standard format along with the standard pixel and along with the some I would say what the margins of the reports, right. So if you wanted to develop that kind of exclusively wanted to develop that kind of reports, then the Power BI report builder is helpful. Okay, so that is more of where it is associated with the sort of invoices and the receipts, sort of any such kind of stuff, or the especially kind of what I would say is supply chain managements. Okay, so at that kind of business, they will be using this kind of a paginated reports. Okay, or whenever you are dealing with some kind of a manufacturing. Okay, so that kind of stuff, it is more of helpful. Yes, but earlier days, this kind of a developing these paginated reports, we used to have very tough time, especially with respect to crystal reports and all, right. Defining those, the margins, and defining that length of pixels, right, column width, and those things would be a bit difficult. But with the help of this Power BI report builder, right, it is quite easy. Okay, it is having their own standard templates, and if you wanted to have also, you can define the customizations. That is also doable. Okay, yeah,
So Ganesh, Power BI report builder is free or
I'll touch base that. Okay, I'll touch base those utilities. Okay, see, all these utilities, right, it's all depends upon your organizational kind of a deal with the Microsoft. Okay, yes, because let's say if you are using at enterprise level, right, so they will be in a position to offer, okay, like for example, BI mobile app, they can offer you with a free of cost. And let's say if you wanted to use only specific set of team wanted to use, right, then definitely it differs, right. That's all depends upon how the agreement with respect to your organization. Okay, because in my organization, the Power BI and Tableau, right, and Click, and we also have IBA Web Focus. These four reporting solutions we are using across the organization, and which is at enterprise level. So we have a deal with those vendors, okay, with those products, I would say. Okay, so like for example, in our case, right, all the utilities except the cloud as well as the Power BI embed, okay, the rest of utilities are with the free of cost along with the server version. Okay, that's what I meant. Okay, so but of course, the pay, like we are paying for almost like the broad user, almost like I would say around 85,000 business users. Okay, only for Power BI, only for Power BI. Greater at this point of time, we have the audience size is 85,000 audience size, okay, which is very massive. Okay, and this will be going on the incremental basis, right. So it's all depends upon that. Okay, for example, we do also have a business objects, okay, especially the Webby, for the sake of ad hoc reporting functionality, but it is being purely used by one of the organization, I mean one of the specific I would say line of business. Okay, but for them, they are charging the Webby with some additional cost. But if you go ahead with the business objects at the enterprise level, you can get the Webby with a free of cost. Yes, it's all depends. Okay, yeah. Now I'll touch base those points also. Okay, when I'm talking about the license cost, then that thing will come in picture. Okay. Yeah. Now the next one is the Power BI embed. Okay, the Power BI embedded. Even if you look at the Tableau, right, they do also have embedding analytics. Okay, which is again a different cost. The same logic applicable here also. Okay, yeah, it's all the sales tactics. Okay, yeah. If you talk about the click, right, click is very matured in terms of the sales tactics. Okay, first they have launched only the desktop application, that is ClickView or ClickSense, whatever, and slowly they have integrated. They have introduced a concept called click and printing, that is for the distribution of reports. And again, it is again additional cost oriented. You need to purchase a different license. Okay, likewise, the different sales tactics. Okay, in order to grab the market. Simple as such that. Okay, yeah. Now, the another utility, as I was saying, right, the Power BI embed. The Power BI embed allows, okay, to embed the Power BI content. You know, it could be a reports or it could be a dashboard. Okay, whatever, into a specific web application or into any website such as SharePoint. Okay, or if it is an internal to organization, it can you can embed your PowerPoint related reports to the blogs. Okay, or if it is external. Okay, if it is external, as long as your organizational data is okay to distribute the reports outside of the market, then such as your quarterly announcements, right? Yes, that is available to the public, right? The quarterly announcements or any organizational key acquisitions happens, right? Those are all is available to the public, isn't it? Right. So those things can easily imagine that kind of a dashboards. Okay, you have developed through Power BI. Okay, that can easily embed with respect to any in a website. Okay, such as the SharePoint or the blogs or CRM related application or ERPs, whatever. Okay, but of course it requires some sort of a customizations. Okay, it could be a Java, okay, or it could be a JavaScripting or Python or C Sharp. Such kind of additional skill set or the intervention is definitely needed. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, right. Any questions with this so far? No, then I'll be touch basing with the architecture. Okay, now you can ask me a question. Are we going to discuss all those things? No, it would be very difficult within our 30 or 34 hours of 30 or whatever so time frame, right? 30 hours of time frame, it is very difficult, right? So but I can help you out in terms of very very well established kind of manuals or the documentation. I'll be definitely passing it on. That I will discuss probably after 5 hours of time. All the materials on the lab assignments, everything will be discussing after 5 to 6 hours of time. So which means before we wind up the sessions, then only I'll be walking through with all those things, where I'll be spending a minimum 2 hours of time, where about the blogs and the communities where you can publish your questions in case if you have anything on the Microsoft portals, all those things. I'll be giving you the handy information. Okay, yeah. Any questions so far? Of course, the licensing costs, those things I'm going to touch base. Don't worry with that. But any questions so far?
Yeah, let us have a question. Hello?
Yes, please.
Yeah, actually, I have my company, they have a SAP on the premises, and then I want to use Power BI and connect to the SAP, so I need the gateway, right? As I understand.
Yes, you definitely need to have a
Because
gateway.
I
Yes.
installed a connector, but I'm not able to connect to BW like queries or like any cubes or together. So I need the gateway on both machine, on the SAP side and then my desktop, so also, right?
Yes, you're right. See, yeah, gateway you no need to install on your local system. Okay, as long as it has been configured at a server level, that should be enough. Okay, you no need to install the gateway on your local system.
Okay, on the SAP side, if they have a gateway, I just need to get those gateway informations.
Yes. But along with that, please check with your network team whether the firewalls has to be whitelisted or not. Okay, because though you have, see, imagine that your Power BI server is been configured in let's say in some on-premise one data zone, okay, or data center, okay, but your SAP BW platform could be hosted in different data center. Okay, though it is the same organization, you'll be definitely having different data centers, right? So check out with them what is the firewalls to be whitelisted, and okay, and from your side you have to provide the Power BI related ports. Okay, what is to be whitelisted, that I'll help you out. Okay, like especially by default the 8080 port. Okay, 800 port.
8080, that's the port.
Yes, and 443 porter, 443 port. So these are all the things it has to be whitelisted. I can help you out with that. So that is one of the information I'll be providing you during the manual discussions. When I'm going to discuss about the manuals, right? Then I'll be providing you. But your point is valid. Yes, a gateway has to be configured where it integrates with respect to the your firewalls along with the different data centers. It could be a SAP BW platform or whatever, or the Hadoop platform, whatever. The firewalls has to be whitelisted along with the gateways.
It's a BW. I wanted to connect to, because I'm a BW guy, I wanted to connect to BW platform, and I put all the information, but I'm not able to. I think is the gateway need to be installed, and then get them gateway like credentials, so therefore I can access the firewall as well.
Yes, firewalls has to be open or whitelisted. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, sure. Any questions? Okay, right? Now the next one, what I'm going to touch base is so the architecture. This is a simple architecture. What I have shown in during the initial discussions, right? What do we have? See, we'll be connecting to the. Look at this. Okay, through Power BI desktop, you'll be scheduling the dashboard. You'll be publishing, right? You'll be publishing to the Power BI service, right? And Power BI desktop does what? It will grab the data from different data sources, right? Collection of data sources from different data sources, and from there you will be publishing into Power BI service, and then report will be distributed to either it could be a mobile users, or it could be a Android users, or it could be a business users through laptop device or whatever. That is, this is one scenario. The another scenario also is what same, like distribution of reports, right? But if you observe here, the transformation, right, and the loading is happening, right? Now this is just an example. Okay, now yeah, this is the architecture I would like to discuss. Okay, and after that I'm going to discuss no, sorry, not this one. I'm going to discuss the architecture only, the advanced level of discussions. This one, sorry. Yeah, this requires a deeper, we'll go through it, though it is 1 hour 2 hours, it doesn't matter, because we have to discuss very deeply. This is the one. Okay, let me zoom out. Okay, see, we'll discuss each and every component. Okay, elaboratively. Each and every component, in sense, what I meant to say is the integrations. The Power BI dashboards can easily integrate it with your MS Teams. Okay, and it can also integrate with the Slack. Okay, some utilities, all those things we'll discuss one by one. Okay, so what is the layers it's been segregated? Okay, we'll discuss thoroughly. Okay, trust me, this kind of a discussions only you need. Okay, the dashboard development is not a big deal, trust me. And that too, in our session, most of the members are very experienced, and the way I see the maturity in you as well. I mean, the way of asking questions and understanding concept, that is. But we need to discuss this kind of concepts only. Okay, like architectural discussions, those things is very important. Those things plays a vital role basically. Okay, yeah, all right. So anyhow, we'll discuss that, don't worry. Yeah, now uh, in a nutshell, right, what is this Power BI architecture? What kind of a layers is being included, right? And if I wanted to be an architectural role, right, what are the areas that you should aware. That is the reason I'm focusing this particular one. Okay. Of course, you can ask me, like, I can't inject, like, the entire knowledge what I have, but I can provide you the key points. At least that would be, helpful. Okay. Right. And on top of that, you can you can apply your own expertise and your experience, right? So that will be helpful. Right. Yeah. Anyhow, that is a secondary discussion which will be continuing. Okay. Now, right. Now, here, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Now here, look at this. So what is happening? So far, what we have seen only the Power BI desktop. That is what we were discussing, right? Now look at this. So with the help of Power BI desktop, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to interact with respect to on-premises data sources, right? Or it could be a SharePoint list of data sources, or it could be a flat files. See, on-premise in the sense, what I meant to say is your traditional, like traditional ones. Okay, right. Now, and apart from that, it is also having a capability. The Power BI is also having capability to interact with your what, uh, you know, the Excel, OneDrive kind of a stuff, right? And it is also having a capability to interact with your Azure data sources as well, isn't it? That's what we have seen in during the initial discussions, right? The connectivity through Power BI desktop with respect to different data sources, right? Remember, were you able to recollect that? We have seen how we can connect to the SQL Server, Azure data. Azure in sense what? That's a cloud based again, right? So those things. So it does it. What does it mean? It is having a capability. The Power BI desktop is having a capability to interact with all the data sources, be it with on-premises, I mean to say the traditional data sources, or be it with the cloud-related data sources. That's the reason in the third or fourth sessions I was emphasizing, right? The data sources is being segregated in on-premises as well as cloud. That's the two segregations as per the recent trends, right? It's been segregated in two ways: on-premises as well as the cloud, likewise. But anyhow, in a nutshell, the Power BI desktop is having a capability to interact with the cloud-based platforms and the non-cloud-based platform. That's what I meant to say. Okay. Yes. Now, from there, what is going to happen behind the scenes, right? Behind the scenes, what is going to happen, right? With the help of the Power BI gateway, okay, the Power BI gateway is doing what here? It is trying to establish a relationship with respect to your data sources. There should be some utility, right? There should be some service, right? Which should establish the communication layer, right? If it is a cloud, yes, again, it should have a communication layer. If it is on-premise, yes, it should have a communication layer, isn't it? So with the help of that, through Power BI desktop, that gateway is interacting with your data source. Okay. Okay. And from there, right, I'll be publishing to the Power BI service. It could be a cloud or non-cloud, whatever. Now look at this. If you observe clearly, you have an option called publish. Remember, the moment you develop your dashboard, you have to publish it to the server layer. That is what your URL. Okay, in that URL, your Power BI admin will install the software. Okay, and he will do all the necessary things. Okay. Now, I'll touch base that point as well. What kind of installations the Power BI admin can perform, right? It's having a cluster node, single node, all those things we'll be discussing as well. Okay, don't worry with that. Now, let me show you this publish option once. Okay, and from there, we'll continue this. Yeah. Yeah, give me a second. Just trying to open up this. Here you go. You see this publish option, right? So now you can ask me a question. Why we need to publish it to server, right? Yes. If you don't publish, right, it is going to reside on your local system. What is the benefit, right? Because you're working for an enterprise, it should be published. It should be distributed to the end users based upon their line of business. If the member, now look at this. Here you see a publish option, right? So this publish, the moment you enter the public, now look at this. Okay, the moment I hit on publish, okay, it is routing to me what you should provide your the server. Okay, is it a development environment? Is it a UAT environment, or is this a production environment? Right. Generally, developers does what they will publish it to the development environment, where the Power BI admin will provide you the URL, right? And based upon your credentials, it could be your LAN credentials. LAN in the sense local access network, or I meant to say local in the sense your intranet related. Based upon that Windows AD configurations or SSO single sign-on configurations, you will be logging into that environment. Okay, and from there, the moment you enter your corresponding details here, you need to enter your organizational related credentials. Okay, the username and the password. Okay, those credentials you need to enter, and from there it will show you the list of workspaces like HR, human, like whatever different folder structures you will be seeing. Who will be creating those folder structure? Your Power BI admin will create those folder structure based upon your security needs of your organization, right? So that is the reason sometimes a developer has to interact with your Power BI admins, where you have to let them know the security restrictions. Okay, so yes, you will be having a dedicated Power BI admins in your team. Sometimes a developer itself will be playing an admin role. That is what happening in majority of the cases, right? So then, being as an administrator at the admin console level, okay, you have to create those folder structure, and you have to give proper access privileges to the corresponding user groups or whatever. Okay, so that's the reason of this publish. Okay, now, so what you will be publishing, you will be publishing your dashboard ultimately along with your to the Power BI service, whether it could be a cloud or on-premise, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? Now what am I publishing? I am publishing along with the data sets, along with the reports combination. I'm publishing the dashboard. Report in the sense, what I meant to say here, see, you can call it as a page 1 is one report, page 2 is one report, likewise. Okay, but ultimately this is one dashboard. Okay, right. This is what I'll be publishing, right? And from there, on their authentications in the sense, that's what I was talking, right? Like Windows AD configurations or single sign-on configurations. Based upon those configurations, that will be again taken care by the network folks with the help of your Power BI admins. Okay, that is again a dedicated teams they do have, like the networking teams, right? Their responsibility is ensure that all the applications in your organization, right, aligning in a network level with respect to your the authorizations and the authentications. It could be a Windows AD, or it could be Windows NT, or the cloud related, whatever. They will ensure that. Okay, aligning with your data sources. See, what if your data source is Hadoop? How your Hadoop platform is aligned with your Power BI platform, right? Who will take care of that? That's what your network team will play a role. Okay, to ensure that all the applications falling under one layer, ensuring that the authoritative members, by using the authorizations, they'll be interacting with your data sources or the data. That's what I meant. So based upon that, the end users, right, with the help of different utilities, it could be a Power BI iPad app. You can also search right away in your mobiles. You can download the Power BI app. Okay, you can do that. Okay, that is, you can try, and you can download through Android. Okay, even in Android phones also, not only iOS devices, you can also download this in Android devices. Okay, now see, that is one, which means through phone, it could be iOS or Android, that is accessing is acceptable. Okay, or through Power BI app in Windows 8 or Windows 10 app, that is also doable, or the Power BI iPad app, that is also doable, or through browser application. That is what. Okay, right. How now you can ask me a question, how the refreshing is happening with respect to the data sources, isn't it? That's what your gateways will helpful. Okay, gateways are helpful to perform the communication layer along with the refreshing of your data sources. Okay, now this is what it is. Okay, the overall, but in the we are going to discuss the deeper we are going to have a deep dive. Okay, see, if you wanted to achieve the automations in terms of the schedule of data refresh automatically, subscriptions, all those things, we'll discuss that one by one. Okay, that's what we'll be discussing starting from probably Monday onwards. Okay, yeah. And for your information, guys, tomorrow I won't be available. Okay, because today afternoon I'll be domestically, I'm flying, so I won't be available tomorrow. So we'll catch up again on Monday at your same time, EST regular time. So okay, and this article, right, is the next topic what we are going to discuss is the elaborative discussions on the architecture. Okay, the end-to-end architecture. There is one high-level professional. Okay, honestly, there is nothing to hide, right? So I'm referring her name as well because her name is Melissa Coates. Okay, so she is one of the kind of okay kind of a BA evangelist. Okay, so and she is directly from the Microsoft. Okay, so we are going to touch base. Okay, I think this is one of the very good article which I liked. Okay, and honestly, trust me, we took her help even in our organization to demonstrate during the the finalizing the BI tool, right, where we had a different okay, the tools were on the table. We had the Power BI. Okay, let me show you this. What were the tools we had on the table when we were presenting the demonstration? I mean, when we were deciding which tool to go, right? Let me show you this. Yeah, yeah. So the first one what we had is the Power BI Tableau, and we also had Click. Okay, and the competitors we also came across with the MicroStrategy. Okay, and Sense we have not considered altering. I mean, considered for our organization needs, not for the other things. Okay, so additionally, apart from Tableau, I mean, along with Power BI, right, we also had Tableau. Okay, MicroStrategy, Click, and Science. These are all the tools we were having on the table when we were finalizing any tool. Okay, but with respect to my team, especially the kind of a function what I'm working, we have finalized the Power BI. Okay, yeah. But across our organization as an enterprise mode, we have Tableau and we have Click. Okay, yeah, and IBA Web Focus also we had. Okay, I mean, yeah. So those are the things. But when we were deciding when we wanted to decide to go ahead with the Power BI, she was the one. Okay, she was the one who presented kind of a documentation. I mean, she had spent almost around 4 hours of discussions we had. Okay, uh, in terms of various platform touch bases we had. Okay, but anyhow, so this is very good article, and which would be definitely helpful. Okay, so the agenda, all those things we're discussing one by one. Okay, we'll discuss that. Right. So yes, as I mentioned, so tomorrow we don't have a session. Okay, we'll be catching up again on Monday EST time zone. That is Monday EST regular time. Okay, that is Tuesday morning India time. Okay, yeah. Unexpectedly I'm flying, otherwise I could have available tomorrow. Yeah, that's the reason. Okay, yeah, all right. Any other questions, team, before any other questions, guys, before I drop off? Okay, so the reason, because right, why I have spent only 20 hours on the transformations altogether, on the transformations on the BI visualization, right? BI visualization is very easy, but you have to spend some time with that. That's it. But these architectural discussions, okay, the decision making factors, that's what you should be aware. Okay, that's what brings up the maturity in terms of the BI tools. Okay, because trust me, if you are aware with one BI tool, learning another BI tool is not at all a big deal. But this kind of discussions in terms of the architectural discussions, okay, and tool evaluations, why I should choose only Power BI, or why should I choose Tableau, or whatever. That's what you should have. That's what your expertise talks about. Okay, yeah, right. All right. If you don't have any questions, we'll catch up again on Monday. I'll ask big class folks to remind you that we don't have a session tomorrow also. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We'll catch up again on Monday. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead. Thank you. Bye-bye.